It's time now for the Baby Channel News Noon Report, Thursday, October 9th, 2014. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Peter Wiggins. Here now, your news headlines here on this Thursday afternoon on our top story at noontime is in New York City, where airplane cabin cleaners for Delta Airlines Incorporated company contractor at New York's LaGuardia Airport went on strike partly because of concern about the risk of Ebola, as their fears drive LaGuardia's airplane cleaners to strike. Protesters took to the streets of South St. Louis last night, and early this morning followed the fatal shooting of an 18-year-old African-American man by an off-duty police officer in the city's Shaw neighborhood. In Stockholm, French writer Patrick Modiano has won the 2014 Nobel Prize for Literature for works that made him a monster post-war time, which tells up the center of the Nazi occupation of Paris during World War II, the Swedish Academy said. Ebola spread with a speed that it could become a global pandemic. To rival AIDS of action is taken out. What the U.S. said. The CDC director warns. You haven't lived until you've seen American Horror Story star Jessica Lange in a powder blue suit sing David Bowie's Laughing Bars in a German accent. Comic-Con promised letter to Apple around before the market opened on Thursday as below this content to this starting. It was headlined Sale Apple shares at half price. In East Hampton, the National Weather Service says a severe storm that flattened hundreds of trees, brought down power lines, and even injured some residents. East Hampton was a microburst. In Seoul, South Korea, in most countries, footage showed the leader with a lip might have generated some curiosity by the tightly controlled North Korea. Those images, coupled with a disappearance of the country's rule of Kim Jong-un from public view. Hong Kong. The government in Hong Kong backed out of the talks with students-leading pro-democracy protests Thursday, saying it was not prepared to discuss their basic demand for democracy and warned that the illegal occupation of the streets must. In Sanaa, suicide bombers targeting Yemen's powerful Shiite Houthi group and an army camp killed at least 600 people in two separate attacks on Thursday, hours after political crisis forced the new prime minister to step down. Prime Minister Rami Ahmadallah of the Palestinian Authority toured the Shejega neighborhood on Gaza City on Thursday, his highest profile West Bank leader to visit Gaza in 7 years. One of the victims of the fight, MH17, had enough time to put on his oxygen mask, meaning that some passengers knew the fate when the oxygen at Malaysian Airlines plane was shut down over Eastern Ukraine in July. Deborah Benedito, with her nephew Bill Robot and instructor Roger Hole, and Avtech Leslie Riddle photo as Deborah Benedito, the wife of Alaska Senator Mark Meadows, beat Trail to Sue on Monday. Democrats are getting ready to top a big chunk of Senate in a change in Senate contest. Almost no one's been talking about. The Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee is going to spend $1 billion on advertising ground game operations in South Dakota. Washington, the number of Americans filed new claims for unemployment benefits fell last week to nearly its lowest level since before the 2007-2009 recession, a sign of growth steam in the U.S. Mexico's junk food taxes hit in Pepsi and Coke. In Washington, U.S. wholesale inventories rose by the most in 4 months in August outside the year's economy have grown more than expected in the third quarter. Lego asked the Danish toy maker won't renew a promotional deal with Royal Dutch Shell plc to hand out toys if people filled up gas stations after Greenpeace campaign protests against Arctic drilling. HC has officially pulled the wraps of its RE camera that leaked last month, and now that the device has been announced, we have even more puzzled to exactly what the company is trying to accomplish. Having completed a reboot of flagship franchise Farmville, Zynga has over big social game hit Words with Friends. Apple has set to unveil its next-gen iPad not up next week, but if you hope in a tablet with a larger screen, we will have some potentially bad news. As the chief electric car company, Tesla and SpaceX. Space firm Elon Musk has the future in his mind, but he's not excited about the most iconic symbol of the future, flying cars. After 6 months of silence, Amanda Bynes, fashion student, your wife, and her first internet bias has returned to Twitter, the original scene of Undoing. Paul Frankenfish making new Ghostbuster with hilarious woman. Prehistoric cave paintings in Indonesia as old as 800. A new study found that images found on caves in Swazi show humans were drawn into different parts of the world some 40,000 years ago. NASA's offered members of the public a chance to send their names into space. The space agency has invited people who collect their boarding passes by applying the name and Android app-sized microchip. In Dallas, Thomas Eric Deckens succumbed to Ebola at 7:51 on Wednesday morning at Texas Health Presbyterian Hospital in Dallas. He had been in critical condition since Saturday at a ventilator in Dallas receiving an experimental drug. A newborn son of a Finland couple who was diagnosed with a rare birth defect just a few hours after his birth died on Thursday, but not before his parents completed everything on a bucket list that they had created for him. 4 more people have been placed under quarantine at Madrid Hospital as officials try to stop the spread of Ebola beyond one confirmed case. In Monrovia, Liberia, presidents of West African countries ravaged by Ebola pleaded for aid at the World Bank on Thursday as the U.S. hid away in the head of a lion statue atop a historic building in Copper Box Skittles, snippets of Boston passes that have been stored in the head of the lion at the old State House since 1901. An American Civil Liberties Union report that says black residents of Boston are more likely to be stopped. Christian Anthony Barker, the Rutgers criminologist at Harvard fellows, shows analysts of the 2007 and 2010 of the so-called 204,000 civilian police encounters between police and black people. In Massachusetts, an election today, question 1 on the ballot will be focused on eliminating the gas tax index, and voting yes on question 1 will be repealing the gas tax index, and voting no would mean starting next year the gas tax will be left untouched. Boston Mayor Marty Walsh is weighing in on whether to veto the whopping 23% pay hike City Council's approved yesterday, which will take effect in 2016 and will cost taxpayers $270,000. He threatened to veto a proposed $25,000 pay hike early this week as a 15 days to sign off on the veto. The $20,000 okay yesterday. Boston Harbor Island, which evacuated after the closure of the Long Island Bridge from Boston to Quincy, which was closed due to concerns about its structural integrity, which has been open since 1951. Take a look at New England Incident Alerts here. In Dennisport, Massachusetts, a motor vehicle accident on Depot Street at Route 20 as car rented to Barbara's furniture showroom. In Lexington, Massachusetts, on 128 northbound, an accident, a motor vehicle accident, 3 cars on 128 northbound to Route 2 with no injuries. Granby, Connecticut, a motor vehicle accident with injuries at 20 West Granby Road as life start. An accident construction team responded at the time. In Tingsboro, Massachusetts, on 222 Sherman Avenue, a real interest in the vocational school as 2-car motor vehicle accident with rover entrapment. And take a look at stock market reports here. Stock markets, U.S. down, closed 65.47, down 220 3/4. S&P 500 1943.36, down 25.53. Nasdaq 4414.53, down 54.06. In European markets here, DAX 9,005.02, up 9.69. FTSE 6431.85, down 50.39. CAC 4041.41.45, down 26.67. In Asian markets here, Nikkei 15470.93, down 170.05. Shanghai 2389.37, up 6.49. HSI 2534.53, up 271.20. Oil markets A6.30, down 118. Brent 9.41, down 106. And natural gas 3.889, up 3/4,000 of a point. In the gold markets here, 1223.70, up 17.70. Silver 17.365, up 301,000 of a point. And copper 3.045, up 415,000 of a point. In the bonds, US 10-year yield 2.3284%, down 2,000 of a point. German 10-year yield opened out to 6%, up 2,000 of a point. Japan 10-year yield 0.495%, up 4,000 of a point. And in the FX bonds, there, European US dollar 1.2675, down 58,000 of a point. US dollar Japanese yen 108.06, down 200 of a point. And Great Britain pound US dollar 1.6117, down 5,000 of a point. Here. And take a look at sports news here at 12:08. Here it shows the ALCS preview as the Baltimore Orioles and Kansas City Royals will square up fighting in Baltimore. Oakland Raiders' new interim head coach Tony Sprout has had a little over the week to ease his new position as a big part of the transition is getting across to the players now in charge of adjusting we expect from them. Mont St. Louis was David Alton captain for New York Rangers will focus on veteran young teammates and helping the new captain Ryan McDonough. And tonight, the Boston Bruins will travel to Detroit for a date with the Detroit Red Wings. Peter telling us on 12:08. It's time now for a little travel report here on this Thursday lunchtime noon hour here, and it's showing. Showing. .45 minutes southbound side. It is slow in Bellingham stretch doing an accident in Franklin. On 495 southbound before exit 17 on Route 140 in Franklin as a southbound girl traffic from exit 18, Route 126 in Bellingham. It tries up to exit 7 in that area. Route 3 at the southbound side, a little slow from the approach to the Sagamore Bridge to Route 6 in Sagamore here. And an accident here on the Mass Pike near Boston University here. And Medford and exit on 93 northbound before exit 32 at Route 68 Medford Square. Supplemental traffic over exit 31, which is Route 60 to Mystic Valley Parkway here. But otherwise, a smooth sail commute on this lunchtime commute on this Thursday afternoon here. And Peter Tell News time is 12:10. It is time now for weather report here. Our current conditions here in Norton, Massachusetts here at 12 noon here on this Thursday afternoon here. We have a temperature of 63 degrees with a humidity at 31%. Wind speed westbound 14 gusts of 25 miles per hour. It's fair skies. Barometer 29.96 inches. Stupid about 32 degrees and a visibility of 10 miles. Our current conditions we have the region here. It is in Boston. Current conditions we have the region here. We got a 61 degree temperature reading for Boston, 56 for Gloucester, 58 in Haverhill, 59 in Bedford and Beverly, it's 58 in Leominster, 54 in Worcester, 56 in Sturbridge, 55 in Webster, 59 in Milford, 61 in Norwood, 62 in Taunton, New Bedford, 63 in Plymouth and Provincetown and Falmouth and in Martha's Vineyard, 61 in Nantucket, 62 in Chatham and Cape Cod Bay, 63 in Block Island, Providence, 62 out in Westerly, 57 in Smithfield, 64 in New York and Islip, 63 in Montauk, 60 in Long Island Sound, it's 63 in Bridgeport and New Haven, 59 in Denver, 57 in Waterbury, it's 60 in Meriden and Hartford, Connecticut, it's 61 in Winslow, 60 in Springfield, it's 53 in Northampton, it's 57 in Greenfield, 55 in Garter, 55 in North Adams, 54 in Pittsfield, 58 in Albany, New York, it's 54 in Bayton, 50 in Bradford, 55 in Keene, New Hampshire, 53 in Jeffrey, New Hampshire, it's 57 in Concord, New Hampshire, 52 in Manchester, New Hampshire, 59 in Nashville, New Hampshire, 58 in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and 59 up in Port Bay, here. Alright, let's take a look at our current conditions around region here. Around the country here, it's a warm station from British Columbia, stretching it out of western Montana, station from Yellowstone Valley of Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, stretching it down for the Colorado Rockies here. Collided with a warm front from eastern Colorado, down from Kansas, down from Missouri, Arkansas, down from northern Mississippi, then station up in the northern Alabama and Georgia. Cold front from South Carolina at the sea. A front from southeastern Colorado, down from New Mexico, western Texas, and from Mexico here. And a front from South Nevada, down from western Arizona, down from Gulf of California. And a front from north central California. A front from eastern Washington, Oregon, eastern and central Idaho, down to northern Nevada, and northeastern Nevada. And a front off Oregon coastline here. And a cold front off the British Columbia coastline here. Well, we got high pressure in off the Washington coastline, northern Arizona, and the four-quarter region here in West Virginia. We've got low pressure in southern Washington State, southern Idaho, northeastern Mexico, western Texas, and southern Nevada here. 55 degrees of temperature right now in Detroit. It's 59 in Pittsburgh, 64 out in Washington, D.C., 68 out in Richmond, Virginia, 75 in Atlanta, 84 in Miami, Florida, 82 in Brownsville, Texas, 69 in El Paso, 78 in Dallas, Texas, it's 59 in Kansas City, 57 in St. Louis, 50 in Chicago, 55 in Detroit, 40 in Minneapolis, it's 44 in Billings, Montana, 36 in Great Falls, Montana, it's 56 out in Seattle, 59 in San Francisco, 66 in Los Angeles, 68 in Las Vegas, 50 out of Salt Lake City, 52 in Denver, 71 in Phoenix, and it's 54 in Albuquerque, New Mexico here. Take a look at our radar situation here at the noon hour here. Our latest radar picture here, it shows nothing but clear skies here in New England here, and we're seeing some spotty rain showers around west central Vermont, around New York State, as we're going to zoom you here. As we're seeing some little the Adirondacks of New York State here in south of Plattsburgh here.
And we're seeing some rain showers around Watertown. In New York State here, and a little spotty rain showers around western New Brunswick and stretching out of Quebec, stretching to northeastern Ontario. Some snow showers around northwestern Quebec, northeastern Ontario, and little rain showers around UP and Michigan and southern Ontario. Here we're seeing a lot of showers and storms from northern Wisconsin, northern West Virginia, stretching out for eastern Kentucky, Tennessee, stretching out of Ohio Valley, and showers and storms around a 70-quarter from St. Louis, down from Kansas City, stretching to eastern and western portions of Kansas, western Oklahoma, down from northern
Texas had some spotty rain showers with eastern Arizona and New Mexico and Colorado with some rain and snow showers with Colorado down for 7 Wyoming and eastern Utah. Spotty rain showers with Montana off the California coastline and northeastern British Columbia and west central Alberta and some rain showers southwestern British Columbia around Vancouver here. Take a look at our satellite loop here, and it shows spotty clouds coming in from northern New England and covering much of Quebec and Ontario and stretching in northern Michigan here. A lot of clouds coming in from western Pennsylvania, West Virginia down to Ohio Valley, down to the Mid-Mississippi Valley, down to Kansas, and stretching in southern Wyoming down to Colorado, eastern Utah, and Arizona. A lot of clouds from southern Wisconsin, southern Minnesota, down to Iowa, down to eastern down to Dakota, and down to Montana. And a lot of clouds come from southern and northern portions of British Columbia, and down to northern Alberta, and down to central Saskatchewan here. And up in the northern Great Lakes here. And so spotty clouds around Texas and Louisiana and down to Arizona here. And let's take a look. Okay, let's take a look at what is going on in the tropics here. And it's a 30% chance of some cyclone formation here. As this one has showers and thunderstorms located 700 miles northeast of the northern Leeward Islands associated with a broad surface low pressure area and an upper level low. Environmental conditions could become a little more conducive for gradual development in the system and the tropical or subtropical cyclone during the next few days, while the surface low moves northwest with about 10 miles per formation chance for 4 hours. Minimum about 30% of formation chance 5 days. Minimum 40% there. And 20% chance of a cyclone formation in the area of low pressure located near the Pacific coast of Nicaragua, producing disorganized showers and thunderstorms and gradual development in the system is possible throughout the weekend, while it drifts northwest winds. Regardless of development, this system has produced locally heavy rains over portions of the Central America during the next couple of days, and formation chance 4 hours. Low 20% formation chance 5 days. Minimum about 50% here. And take a look at the Central Pacific outlook. Nothing brewing in the Central Pacific here. Alright, let's take a look at our forecast discussion around the country here. And it shows soaking rains continue throughout the southern plains and middle Mississippi Valley. Over the next few days, a frontal boundary will stretch across the plains and eastward of the southeast and boundary will protect the fire. Some random convection, especially across the southern plains and middle Mississippi Valley. Initial remnant moisture from the salmon currently over the southwest meander toward the Colorado front range by Thursday evening and once it moves over the central plains on Thursday night and Friday morning. Showers and thunderstorms will become more widespread across the central and southern plains in addition to the mid-Mississippi Valley with the help of the frontal boundary stayed put for much of the weekend. This allows for continuous convective activity, and given the nature of this, weather could be a possible threat by Thursday and Friday. By Friday evening, the rain will begin to spread into the Mid-Atlantic region as it continues across the plains and Mississippi Tennessee Valley. A cold front will begin to swoop across Texas by Saturday, which will later propel the precipitation southeastward for the portions of the west and central Texas. Temperatures of the plains, Great Lakes, and northeast will be going to be cool on Friday and Saturday, and most of the Texas and the southeast expect warmer than usual temperatures during the same time period. The west coast continues to remain dry and warm for the short-term period. Here. Alright. Take a look at the forecast discussion here. Dry and seasonable weather expected for Friday. Wall. Overall cool and dry weather around the weekend. Dry conditions anticipated Friday night and early Saturday low past the south of the close on mountain conditions return in the early next week ahead of storm system expected for the latter half of the next week. New term until 6 p.m. this evening. 10 a.m. up. The only change to the previous forecast was the increased wind gust especially over land by 12 feet upstream sounding and LA indicated a deep boundary extending up to 825 millibars long with west winds up to 30 knots in its layer. This will likely see some wind gusts up to 25 knots, 30 miles this afternoon during the peak heating down, followed by the rapid 13 wind gusts, which will seem reasonable based on 12Z LA upstream sounding. Otherwise, forecast on track. Alright, let's take a look at our weather notes there. For the tides, Boston high tide at about 12:22 p.m., which is 3 minutes from now with 11.46 feet above sea level. 6:37 p.m. to be low tide with 1.59 feet below sea level. Cape Cod high tide 12:45 p.m. at 10.33 feet above sea level, and low tide 6:32 p.m. 1.56 below sea level. Sunset, 6:11 p.m. Air quality, 25 is good. Azure Thursday, 3.2, low medium, and UV 4 out of 12. And peak footage for southern Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine, and temperatures 52 to 66 degrees. And tonight, 36 to 48 degrees. International Space Station visible for 6 miles and appears low and southwestern sky. And tomorrow will be 54 to 64 degrees. Saturday, we could see some rain in southern New England, cloudy and dry in the northeastern. I could expect around a quarter-inch rain from southern New England there. And Sunday, pick a week with beautiful weather here. And today, most of the same conditions and dry. Westerly flow, gusting 23 miles per hour times. Warmest temperatures in the lower Connecticut River and Valley with down slope and flow. Here's the temperatures. Will be in the range of 58 to 68 degrees here around the region here, with the warmest temperatures in the lower Connecticut River around New Haven here. Okay, let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. It goes like this here. For this afternoon here, we have some beautiful conditions here. Sun's gonna have about 68 degrees. West, wind about 11 miles per gust size, 34 miles per hour. For tonight, most of the coast got low 44 degrees, and west, wind about 3 to 6 miles per hour. Friday, sun's gonna have about 65 degrees. West, wind about 3 to 7 miles per hour. Friday night, chance of rain minute after midnight. Most clouds got low 44 degrees and light of variable wind. Chance of 40%. New precipitation amounts of between a 10 and quarter inch possible. So if you go into the Norton Lancers boys hockey game against Dover Sherburne and the football game against Bellingham, no problems there, as the rain's going to be starting after midnight on Friday night. Saturday, rain likely rain before 9 a.m. Then most clouds got to have at 56 degrees and light enough wind increase at 5 to 9 miles per hour. Precipitation 6%. Saturday night, podcast going to 41 degrees. Sunday, most clouds got about 58 degrees. Saturday night, podcast going to about 42 degrees. Columbus Day, podcast got about 63 degrees. Monday night, podcast going to about 52 degrees to 55 degrees. And Tuesday, podcast got about 72 degrees. And Tuesday night, most clouds going to about 60 degrees. Wednesday at Chester Showers, most clouds got about 70 degrees and precipitation is 40%. And Peter's weather phrase of the day, a terrific Thursday on tap. That's BJ with you. Good day with a good positive thought. We can look forward to see you at 5 o'clock with an evening report. Have a good day with a good positive attitude here.